What's your emergency?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the PIO podcast, a place to discuss all public information-related topics for police, fire, EMS, and local and federal government organizations.
It was a good learning experience for a lot of us that social media is not real life.
But we have to remember the media are very rarely a target audience. They're simply that conduit.
I think what's so interesting about this position too, and this job and this profession, is that every one of us is looking for purpose. And when we find it here, that's it.
Welcome to the show. I am your host, Robert Tornabeni. I am a public information officer with over 27 years of law enforcement background. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Want to level up your comm skills? Find it hard to get in-person training or get the budget? Our academy has content for every type of PIO, created by PIOs. Affordable and flexible, you're sure to find the course for you. Subscribe now by heading to www.piotoolkit.com and find your next career development opportunity. Welcome to the PIO podcast. Today we have as our guest Sergeant Dillon Quirk. He's a public information officer for the Oklahoma City Police Department. Dillon, welcome to the show.
Woo-hoo! Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
So Dillon, tell our listeners about your background and how long you've been in the PIO position.
Well, I've been a police officer since 2013. I've been in the PIO since, it's been a year and 2 months now in this office.
Okay, so how large is the office at OCPD?
We have a captain that oversees the unit. We have myself and Gary, who are the assistant full-time PIOs. And then we have a Crime Stoppers manager, and we have what I call the production team, which are two civilianized positions, and they do our filming and run our social media side of things. So.
Okay, so you got at least a decent size unit for your department size.
Right. Yeah, our department's full of 1,100 plus officers, and so even though I consider it's still one of our smallest units here on the department, but yeah, it's a good size for the department we have.
So I see you brought a friend there. Who do you got there?
Yeah. This is Gary Knightside. He's so Gary Knight is our other PIO, and we utilize Gary Knightside for many things actually. So positionings and where camera angles but no, he just wanted to check out. This is his first time to be on a podcast.
I love it. Well, Gary, welcome to the show. Thank you.
He says thanks.
So Captain Littlejohn said you'd be interested in doing the interview. I did a little bit of research on you, and I came across a video blog that you started called Getting Quirky. Want to talk about that?
I would love to. First of all, I didn't select a name. Shout out to one of our social media specialists, Mr. Mark Myers, one of my good buddies. So it is an award-winning vlog. It's I've got many awards that I've printed out myself and given to myself for the vlog. No, it's a way to connect with the community. We call it infotainment out of the office, and you just come along with me, and I take you on different units of our department and show you the ins and outs, maybe something that not the everyday average person would be able to see. So, and I've had a lot of fun doing it.
And how many episodes have you done?
We've got 3 finished episodes. It's still pretty new. We just started. We like to get out one a month. We finished 3. We have filmed one that's a 2-part series. It will be released this month. July will be part 2. And then we'll start filming for September's episode in late August. So.
And how long do you plan? How much planning goes into putting one of those episodes together?
We film it a day or two, and we plan it out probably, a month ahead of who we want to highlight. essentially next. And we have civilianized units within the department, and we have police units. And so we try to flip flop back and forth between the two.
So give them even time. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I should have asked you, how many social media platforms are you guys currently running right now?
Right. We're utilizing all, let me think. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I believe that's all we're utilizing right now.
Okay. And how are you publishing your video series?
Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. Yeah, we are utilizing YouTube as well. So YouTube has the Getting Quirkies. We also have several spots that Stephen Draper is the name of our videographer and production director. So he has an out and about series, and I know there's we'll get into that in a little bit because I know there's other questions that.
Yeah. No, that's okay. We can venture off a little bit. Go ahead and talk about it.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, so the kind of a way we connect with community, and again, highlighting our department, he's got some great series that he puts together out and about with officers. If there are community programs that need to be highlighted, he's always there making sure that he's filming those things, those community events within the public. If there are award ceremonies, he's there highlighting those. And so we have several video playlists that we highlight on our YouTube channel.
All right. So Dillon, like every department in the country, staffing and retention of staff is really a big issue. How are you guys doing on recruitment, and how is your office involved in it?
Well, it's a tough time. Yeah, tough time in the country right now. Hard hiring a lot of people, not just within the department, but in general. We have, again, because of the size of our department, we have so many units. Our training center and our recruitment unit, they're more so in charge of really developing that side of getting the new people in here. You know, we created incentives. We really have a large community support in this department that has allotted us to have a really nice budget that we can add bonuses and incentives for people who are interested in joining the force. And we know it's a tough start. You know, it's a long academy for somebody to be a part of, and so we're trying to remain equal in the, you know, what other departments are doing.
Right.
And
so I know this is a big problem for a lot of departments. So the process from the day you do your initial testing to the day you walk in the academy, what's that time frame look like for you guys?
Well, it's faster now than what it's been in the past.
Yeah.
And again, that would probably be a good question for our recruiting unit, but I would say anywhere between 2 and 4 months.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Maybe even 6 months. It's been 9 years for me. So.
Well, and you know what? I know a lot of departments, my department, they struggled with, they would get somebody on a list. They'd go through the process. By the time their background and everything was done, it was almost a year.
Yeah.
And, you know, that you lose interest, they go to another department.
Sure.
And, you know, so they've had to change now to go to a continual hiring process and a continuous academy.
Well, not only are you trying to find those people with good moral qualities and good backgrounds, but then you have this new age of, you know, facial hair, tattoos, what your guidelines are. And so there's a possibility to lose people in those realms as well.
Absolutely. And then you add in the medical marijuana, the legalized marijuana, and now you just, most departments don't allow it.
Right.
So, you know, it just runs into all kinds of issues. All right. So Dillon, you said you've been in there just a little over a year and a half. Is that correct as a PIO?
About a year and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
so this is a good question for you because, so what aspect of the PIO job experience that you were surprised about when you first started?
You know, I was really surprised at, number one, how busy it is. You know, it's like my partner put it so precise. Some days it's like sweeping back the ocean with a broom. I mean, and what the media, you work hard thinking the media is going to be interested in this because this is something we need to be transparent about. And not one person asks about
I know,
it.
crickets. Yep.
So that was surprising to me. But no, it's been great overall. I would not trade this position for anything. I feel like being in here is my calling and what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to, the department's always given me things, what the department's done for me. And I'm finally in a position, not that I wasn't in a position in patrol, but to highlight some of the qualities that I can give back to the department and what I can do for them.
So what's your background? Where did, everybody's got something that kind of pushes them towards that public, wanting to be in the public eye. Cause let's face it, most cops, they don't want to be in the public eye.
Right. Yeah. It's, trust me, I know it's like pulling teeth getting quirkies with, on the police side of things. You never know who wants to be in front of a camera, but, no, I was a theater performance major, with Oklahoma City University and moved to New York for a little while, came back, when I turned 21 and got on the department, and, the rest is history. So.
We need to take a break right now so we can take care of some business. Visit go.lawpublications.net/law digital to schedule a free demo. And now back to the show. Okay, so you've got some background on being in front of the camera or being in front of an audience and so on. So,
right.
And that's important because if you don't want to talk to people, this job is not the one for you at all.
Right. Yeah. In any aspect, really being a police officer in general, for sure.
So what would you change about the job if you could?
Sweatpants Fridays, definitely sweatpants Fridays.
It can be tough being in a. Now, are you in uniform all the time, or are you?
No, we can wear the uniform. I do because I still work extra jobs after I leave the office. No, that was one of the benefits was not having to wear the belt all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of negative that I can say that I would change about this.
Well, it's not even negative. Just, is there something that you would like to do differently just because you see maybe from a different perspective than what the past was?
No, I mean, honestly, nothing that comes to mind. And maybe I haven't been in here long enough to see, okay, it's time we do this differently, good, bad, or ugly. I know that adding our civilians, Mark and Steven, and the production side of things and keeping up with what other departments are doing as far as social media wise, that can be a big help. That can be a big hindrance too. In life with the creation of social media, but it's really been a benefit for us, I think, being transparent with the public
and how is the media taken to, we've all changed the way we release stuff to the public now, and
sure.
Especially press releases and stuff. It's no longer, just email. Most of the time it's go to whatever channel you've chosen and there's your press release. If that's the way you guys do it, that's the way our agency does it. How has that been received by the news media overall?
So you guys, can you explain that one more time? I'm kind of curious.
All right. So we put all of our, we put everything out on social media. We'll put it out on our Twitter account. And that's predominantly where we utilize it at. We do send an email out, but we always tell them, if you want mugshots, you want the full media release, go to our Twitter account. You'll find it all there.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. So we are a multifaceted, kind of production, so to speak. We will release our news releases via email to our subscribers. Then we will also release them on social media pages. So they if they don't receive a notification or a news release, they get that on the social media page. Mugshots media typically gets those from a different place, and they get the affidavits from a different place. We don't release those.
Yeah, we don't release those. I know, and they just and yeah. This brings me to another question. What do you think about lazy reporting?
Lazy reporting?
Yes. where they just put the whole affidavit up online.
Oh man, that can be such a such a help or such a hindrance too. I mean, you're talking about as far as from our offices putting it online?
No,
Or?
no, I'm not talking about us doing it. No, I'm just saying that they go and, like you said, they go to your district attorney or your state's attorney and they get the affidavit for the crime. And then instead of reading through the affidavit and cherry picking what they need out of it, they just upload the whole document. So there could be extremely graphic stuff in there by nature, or, just things that the general public, they don't need to know. It's not particular to the case, but to me, I call that lazy reporting. It's not, they're not actually typing anything. They're just, we'll put it up.
I have not seen too much of that, to be completely honest, here in the city. And maybe I'm not following it enough elsewhere to really see that. I think it's a duty of us as officers, and in our workings with the media too, in a sense, protect the public and protect their eyes, ears, and hearts from maybe seeing incident details that they don't need to see. I haven't seen too much of it here.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. Did you, and this is, I'm going off on another tangent here without.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
For you. The thing that happened just recently in Highland Park, Illinois, where the shooting happened at the 4th of July parade. Did your media try and localize it?
There are incidents typically when they happen around the country, and I don't know what your definition of localizing it is, but they will ask us certain questions, not directly related, but might spark an interest in, okay, we have the Roe versus Wade that was just passed. Are we seeing any troubling threats towards, any type of company around here? What's our plan of action? How are we going to deal with it? Right. And so that's really, in a sense, the most that's made localized when those
and similar stuff that's where I was going with it, just to see if that's a common thing there as well. I mean, I know that the media, they're trying to always tie it in so they can get the bigger picture. I get that. They want to have the bigger draw. So is there anything you'd like to add before we jump into some rapid fire questions?
Oklahoma City is the greatest city in the world, and I enjoy being a part of it. And
so were you born and raised in Oklahoma City?
I am from a small side of the metro called Del City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And so few local celebs, but yeah, I've pretty much lived here my entire life.
Okay. No, that's pretty good. Awesome. All right. So we're going to do some rapid fire questions. These are easy. No problems. All right, here we go. Favorite music or band?
I'm a big music guy. It's like you're asking me which child is my favorite, but for grins and giggles, we'll go with Foo Fighters.
All right. Chocolate or vanilla?
I'm a twist cone kind of guy.
Yeah. All right. What's a must-read book in your mind?
Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child. I'm a big family man. I have 3 kids, and that book, Dr. John Gottman.
Good book.
Good stuff.
All right. If you could sit down with a historic figure and have coffee, who would you choose?
I would probably say somebody from our department, a past chief or somebody from way back when, just to see how the department flowed and what police life was like at that time.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
That's a different one. All right. Favorite drink of choice?
I'm a cop, so I'm going to go with coffee, but I'm not going to go with just any coffee. There is a coffee shop locally that sells what's called the Honey Badger, and it is infused with cayenne pepper and honey. Ooh. And it is a latte, not for the faint of heart, but it is delicious.
Talk about getting the coffee sweats.
Yeah. I mean, and then, you don't know what questions the media is going to ask you, so you're sweating already. Then you have that coffee. It's some days it's not a good, that's Sweatpants Friday. You need those, man. I'm telling you.
Well, Dillon, what would be your superpower if you could get one?
Reading minds for sure. Definitely. I always want to know what somebody's thinking.
That's a good one. I like. You know what? I don't think that's one that anybody said yet out of like 75 interviews. That's awesome.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Final thoughts. What can our listeners take away from the interview from you today? Something you want to impart upon them?
You know, I just working in this business and working with the media, we really do our best to be as transparent as we can with the public. And I think that you really instilled something nicely when you said that, talking about lazy reporting and putting everything out there. There are times that we don't put everything out there, but it's not to hide anything. It is to, again, protect the eyes, ears, and hearts of people that don't do this job every day, and things that consider themselves blessed that they don't have to see or deal with. And thank an officer for doing those things. And that's really all I have.
Awesome. All right. So how can people best reach out to you if they want to learn or connect?
Man, I'm going to say 911.
Yeah, but you can't dial it from across the country.
No, you can reach our the public information office here. Just Google the Oklahoma City Police Department's local non-emergency number, and if you want to reach out to our office, I'm in the public information office alongside Captain Littlejohn and Gary Knight, and we're here for anybody who needs us.
All right, thank you, Dillon, and that's Dillon Quirk, Public Information Officer for the Oklahoma City Police Department. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thank you.
Law Publications is your department's one-stop solution for quality resources to amplify your community outreach efforts. Our product catalog includes books, flyers, coloring books, social media assets, and swag, giving your team the variety of tools they need to respond to any situation. Best of all, our books are customizable with your department's name and/or program, is free of charge to departments through support from your local business community, helping to connect your department's work within your community. Visit go.lawpublications.net/podcast to learn more about our products and process today.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to get notified of the latest episode. If you are listening on a platform that allows reviews, please give us a review. We appreciate any review, good or bad. It helps us improve on each episode. Until next time, be safe.